let's take a left field and just walk it out. Hi! Welcome back as per usual. Sorry I disappeared for a week. As per usual, I'm just gonna, come back and act like nothing happened. Today we're doing RPGs instead of, the shoot-em-ups. In this video, there's, some minor, I don't know how to say this. Conspiracies, that's the word. This will be like Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem, Kanye Quest. Preferably just the normal ones this time, because, it's kind of hard to do things on Showaniki, that's something I've never wanted to see again. But here we are anyways. So, hey, with so many good games in this genre, personally, my favorite is Final Fantasy, but I don't know about you. So let's hear it. You can just post your idea in the comment below, or whatever you feel is the greatest. If I missed something, let me know. Subscribe. Yes, I'm doing a shameless plug in the center of the video instead. Loser. But anyway, we're gonna start off with Fire Emblem, a game I've literally never played, but okay. Boo, rip off Final Fantasy, the end. Next, the good games, like Kanye Quest, which exists for some reason. Kanye Quest is pretty much just Pokemon for celebrities, or Final Fantasy, but it's also just a cult. This promotes something along the lines of Ascensionism. Released on July 22nd, 2013, this game is definitely something. With enemies such as Kim Kardashian, that's ironic, but here we are. It's by a company called Phoenix. It's an RPG. Who would have guessed? It is only on Windows, and, it's 74% liked. This game also has nothing to do with Kanye, because, he didn't oversee literally any of this. Also, cult. Yep, that's fun, I guess, let's just make a cult out of Kanye and then present it through Ascensionism. But yeah, that's literally all Kanye Quest 3030 is. You can look it up for yourself. It's yeah, I don't know how to even explain this. This is bad. Final Fantasy with celebrities, Now, the base for the good ones. Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy has 15 games, and I was introduced to them by my dad. Hi, Dad. These games are like Kanye Quest, but better. And we stopped looking at them at around 10 because everything else they make is now a hack and slash. How wonderful, I like to play my RPGs like that. Turn-based combat, that's pretty much what we look for. Turn-based RPGs, we can just call it that. Whoa, the title in the middle of the video, that's bonkers! This game is also pretty much known for its, a mass genre of music that everyone for some reason sorts to like. The battle music in this game is beyond dope. I prefer Final Fantasy 6 and 10. Preferably those are the best ones, but you should check the series out. But anyways, Final Fantasy is a Japanese science fantasy, and sorry, I can't read the Wikipedia page. It's good, alright. Final Fantasy was made by a guy named Hironobu Sakaguchi. I probably butchered that, but it's okay, because I butcher a lot of things. This game has 15 games. We don't look at the... I already said it. Dang it! This game has been running for a little bit too long. We can be honest here. No one really cares. Final Fantasy is, released by Square Enix, the most common thing for making role-playing games. So by Nobu Uematsu, literally the perfect composer. Wow. It is absolutely beautiful in every which way. Owned by Nintendo, then PlayStation. Released in 1987, and was the first of the Final Fantasy games. This game's music slaps, I'm not gonna lie. Next up is Final Fantasy II, and yes, I mean the Japanese one, because they split them up for some reason, and God knows why they did that. Final Fantasy II follows the same rules as the first one, matter of fact, looking almost identical, and was made by Square in 1998. Then Final Fantasy III came along, and does anyone actually remember this game? Because I sure don't. Released in the year 1990, this game looks disappointing compared to the others. Then comes Final Fantasy IV, only a year later, in an absolute perfect game. This game probably has the second best music. You'll see why I say that later. First game on the SNES for Final Fantasy, and it was absolutely dope, and I recommend you check this out. Next is Final Fantasy IV The After Years. I didn't even know this thing existed until now, so that's cool. Apparently it was released in 2008. Literally, a month and 9 days after my birthday, so that's dope. Final Fantasy V is my least favorite of the SNES titles. It's still a good game and probably has some of the best music still. Just couldn't get hooked on the story enough. It may be better for you, but I don't know. Get in Chocobo, go exploring, find Pirate Cave, that's all I know. Then we have Final Fantasy VI, my personal favorite of the games, which for some reason has Cloud Strife on the Wikipedia page. That's wrong. This is Final Fantasy III for you simpletons. This game is released in 1994 and is definitely the best soundtrack of the game. Only compatible by Return to Xanarkand from 10, which will probably be playing behind this, but it's okay. This game is about a witch who kind of gets kidnapped, then, you know, fights back her kidnapper. Her kidnapper goes insane, or was already, makes a bunch of friends, and then absolutely obliterates the clown out of him, which he's literally a clown, so it kind of doesn't matter anyways. Then we have Final Fantasy VII. I don't understand the appeal to this one. Yes, it's very cute and beautiful, and then there's, you know, the fun aspect of the character. The remake is garbage, but that's what I do. I offend people online. It's my job, so. The most popular character in the franchise coming out of this, Cloud Strife, and the guy from Smash Bros. But then we have 8 and 9, including the online ones, which I, for some reason, didn't care enough about to even play once. All I know is that there's gun swords in it, and I want to play the game really badly. Then we have 10, or X for you casuals. This game was released in 2001, literally 10 years after my other game. This time, instead of 1 composer, they had 3 for some reason. It worked out absolutely beautifully, and I love it, and you should listen to the music, because it's so freaking good. I'm a big fan of it personally, at least. This game was only released on PlayStation, though, so that's kind of crappy. They tended to do that after 7. I only remember this game for its music, though, not really the characters within, because, you know, it's, yeah. And I'm really not going to talk about 15 or anything 11 through it. I am going to talk about the Final Fantasy VII Remake and how much of a garbage game that is. Personally, I hated that thing. It's literally just Final Fantasy 15 with some things in it, but, you know, it's okay. They could have done so much better. They put a 100-gigabyte game into the first quarter of it. I don't know how you even do that. That's possible? Sucks so bad. It's a hack and slash. Unlike the original. The only thing in it that actually slaps is the music, and that's only Aerith's theme, along with some of Cloud Strife's screams. Also, Cloud Strife has a voice actor. Dope. Tifa and Baird are there too, I guess. And don't you dare get me messed up on the Moogles, bro. Moogles are the best thing in Final Fantasy. Just think of teddy bears with wings. Also, little red noses. They look more like koalas, actually, to be honest. Personally, these are my favorite games in the RPG franchise, but then you got Chrono Trigger, and mwah, it's kind of fair to just call this thing Final Fantasy. Meet Time Travel Final Fantasy, guys. It's Chrono Trigger. This is everything good about 6 and 4 mashed into one, and it's some perfect McGangbang thing. I don't even know how to explain it. It's perfect in every way. A plus 10 out of 10 S tier. Oh, come on! I said no weird ones! Hey, you! Yeah, you! Shut up! No one asked! This game slaps and you know it, and you can cry about it. Honestly, I don't even care that you broke your elbow. Old meme alert. Cringe detected. This game is about time travel and robots, and there's a frog knight for some reason, and it has a sword named after a famous sword creator that was already taken because it was in freaking Final Fantasy VII. I don't know how to explain this, but they freaking screwed that up real bad. Everything else here is wonderful. I love the game. It's perfect, and its soundtrack is beyond neat. Let's be honest, if I'm playing a game of this era, I'm not expecting time travel. Also, this game is a freaking sick motorcycle segment for some reason, which is also there. Yeah, I'm just gonna call this game Final Fantasy from now on, because it's literally the same thing. It just stole Final Fantasy VII. Wait, when was Final Fantasy VII? Okay, so Final Fantasy VII was released in 1997. Chrono Trigger, March 1995. Yo, Final Fantasy ripped off an indie developer. Also, why is it on the App Store? Are you kidding me? I understand it's a game from whenever ago, and people don't like to use things that just cheated in. But it's on the App Store. I don't know why this is here. This game was also made by Square Enix, so it kinda doesn't matter. This game also had a sequel, but I didn't even remember that it did, so we just won't count it anyways. Then there's Secret of Mana, which I've heard is like Chrono Trigger, but isn't. I've never bothered to play it because there was a prequel made only in Japan that I couldn't play because, you know, I can't read it, but it's okay. Also, the game just kind of seemed boring. Oh, sorry, Seiken Densu 2 is the name. Released a year before. Also, the main protagonist's name is Randy. Are you kidding me? That's the best you could come up with? Randy? Are you kidding? Oh, from Podos Village. Loser, your mother disappeared. There are also like 8 different games in this. Oh boy, we're going full circle, because I forgot a game existed in the Final Fantasy series, and it's my personal favorite for some reason. I forgot it though. Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. The one everyone hates. This game is the perfect masterpiece. It is absolutely wonderful, and you better play it and listen to the soundtrack. I'll probably have Undefeated Heart in the background. Square Enix, sue me. You will not stop me from using that in my videos. You can cry about it for all I care. This song slaps. I used it in my last one too, but I don't care. This song hits different. So does Amber Valley. Oh my god, this game is so good. Think of Final Fantasy just on a grid. It's literally just Warhammer. Tabletop game. But anyways, it's literally perfect, and I'm a friend, and everything in it just slaps. When I say perfect, I mean it. It's literally my favorite game. This game stars a character who just is amazing, first off. I never named him his real name, so I don't remember it, but it's pretty good. This game probably has the best music in the Final Fantasy franchise and puts 10 underground. I'll make a second video on this, because, you know, there's so many things here, but, the next one will probably do, like, you know, Super Mario RPG, Earthbound, Dragon Quest, Metroid, you know, all that garbage. But anyways, that's it for today. I'll see you later. Have a wonderful day, because you're a Final Fantasy fan and an RPG fan. Screw you, Scott. And this is the official, your boy. I'm bad at ending these videos. Bye!